Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out in 2018 and is the 11th major installment in the massively successful Assassin's Creed franchise. Of all of them, Odyssey raked in the most amount of cash compared to all the other games, only to be topped by 2020's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. As Valhalla is newly released and Odyssey is now not the newest title, I think it is a good and appropriate time to go back and review the game from where it is now. This is the first of two reviews that I'll be putting out on Odyssey. This will break down the combat and exploration, similar to how I did in my Valhalla video. The next one that I will upload will be a narrative-focused spoiler review of the game. Remember, this is all objective and everyone is valid to their own opinions, and this is mine. I hope you will enjoy the video, leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more. This game has taken an interesting turn, to say the least, for the Assassin's Creed franchise, for better or for worse. Odyssey improves on its predecessor's Origins combat style. Origins took a leap of faith, so to speak, and switched out the standard scripted action sequence for a hitbox-style fighting system. The game will have you mastering three fighting styles: melee, ranged, and stealth. Melee consists of light and heavy attacks to break shields and parrying and dodging incoming attacks. Parrying an enemy will cause them and others around them to stagger and open them up to more attacks. Dodging is called for when an enemy is performing an unblockable attack that is, as the name suggests, is unblockable. One shift from the core series is the removal of the hidden blade and one-shot assassinations, but don't worry, they're not completely gone. I will talk about these later. But perhaps the biggest addition to the game is the ability wheel. These abilities will give you godlike powers to smite your foes with, such as lighting your weapon on fire, which you can see in the clip playing, or pulling a 300 by kicking someone into a large well. These abilities can massively affect your fighting style, and each ability functions within a unique specific range: Assassin, Warrior, and Hunter. More on these in a bit. Assassin skills will allow you to be extra sneaky and catch your enemies by surprise. The most noticeable things about all these abilities is how mystical these are. Some involve you throwing your spear and teleporting to the enemy, or just plain turning invisible. Warrior skills improve your melee fighting and will provide a faster takedown of enemies. Hunter abilities revolve around the bow, such as a ghost arrow that can fire through walls, or an ability that allows you to hit multiple enemies. But how do all these work? Every time you use an ability, it will cost an adrenaline slot. You gain adrenaline slots by hitting enemies, parrying them, or assassinating them. Whenever you kill the last enemy in a group, you will perform a brutal finisher on them with your weapon. The one major flaw that I have with this system is the fact that enemies can get quite tanky. Normal enemies are easy to deal with. Some will take upwards of 10 to 20 hits in order to fully take down. Crazy, I know, right? Another addition to the game is the mercenary system, shown in the clip you're watching. When you are caught committing an illegal act, a bounty will be placed upon your head in the form of a mercenary. These are all like mini bosses that will drop powerful loot when killed. You can pay off the bounty, or you can kill the person who put it on you. Killing mercenaries will see you climbing the ranks and unlocking perks along the way. In Odyssey, you will gain experience by killing enemies, completing quests, and finishing locations. Every time you level up, you will gain access to an ability point to use. This will give you another skill to add to your wheel. The story quests are designed so that at the end of one section, you will be high enough to go to the next. However, this is not always the case, as sometimes you have to complete the occasional odd side quests in order to level up. The main problem I have with this is that sometimes you just want to get going with the story but are stopped by a level cap. While this in and of itself isn't too bad, you need to be at least level 50 by the end of the story, and leveling up takes a really long time. This is even more aggravating when an enemy 3 levels above you is so strong compared to you, it is almost impossible for you to win the fight. In the game, each armor piece is classified by rarity. A gray common gear will have 1 perk on it, while a blue uncommon will have 2, while purple rares have 3. Things get interesting when you get to legendary gear. Weapons will replace the 3rd normal perk slot for a unique perk to that weapon. Legendary armor sets will see you replacing a perk with a gear perk, which gives you an extra large bonus when all parts of the same armor are equipped. These can be found mostly by killing story-specific enemies or looting legendary chests. Across the world, you can find a different variety of materials that will upgrade your weapons and armors. These will always bring your gear up to your current level. And in order to sail the high seas, you will have access to your ship, the Andressia. This will provide you with naval combat and a fun and efficient way of transportation. Also added to the game are engravings. These are stat buffs that can be put onto weapons and armor for a small fee. These range from increased damage to Spartans, all the way to increasing the drawback speed for your bow. Damage categories are placed into 3 specific categories as mentioned earlier: Warrior, Assassin, and Hunter. Engravings play a huge role in creating your build and optimizing it for your playstyle. Some engravings will increase the damage that each of these do. Now here's where I talk about one-shot assassinations. Whenever you level up, you increase a buff to all of these categories, including Assassin. However, you will not be able to one-shot enemies with just this buff alone. You'll have to apply different engravings in order to do more damage. This became extremely easy to do thanks to the loadout system that is implemented in the game. For a little bit of drachma, the currency, you can create different classes and change from playstyle to playstyle on the fly. Okay, so this will be the section that I am the most critical in, hence the music. While in the world, you will come across different question marks dotting the map. Upon nearing them, they will reveal what the location is. These can range from bandit camps to entire fortresses for you to clean out. The main problem that I have with this is the checklist-like objectives on the bottom left of your screen. You can see exactly what I'm talking about on the left of this image. You may be looting multiple chests or killing a captain in a particular area. These can get quite boring after a while and are really not my favorite. A fairly recent addition to the franchise from Origins is your pet eagle named Ikaros. When you are nearing a quest target, you can press up on the D-pad in order to take control of your bird. When in flight, you can transfer to stationary mode, in which you can find your quests, mark enemies, and find location objectives. Another thing you will surely notice is fall damage, or the lack of it. When you first boot up the game, you will realize that jumping from any height will deal damage to you, but never kill you. And later on as you level up, you will completely cease to take fall damage at all. While it is unrealistic, it is so much more convenient to jump off a mountain instead of slowly taking 5 years to climb down it like Origins and Valhalla. Okay, so that was my non-spoiler review of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is the first part of the review, and the next one will be a narrative spoiler review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and if you really liked it, please subscribe as it will help me a lot. See ya!